Hey everyone, Soundwave 8084, or as I'm known for October, Screamwave 8084, going to talk about some more horror movies here in the month of October. So I'm going to kick it off here October 1st, sharing a tier list of the Scream films. Now, I actually made a ranking video of the Scream movies. I filmed it, I haven't put it up. I was like, I'm going to do a tier list instead. I just think it lends to a little more easier on the discussion without me like rambling off topic or just going too long on a certain subject. This way I can actually see what I'm dealing with and it just keeps me focused a little bit more. Now, I already did a ranking video on September 13th for Friday the 13th for the Friday the 13th films, and I might redo that into a tier list at another time. But for the month of October, I'm going to put out at least 6 more videos, 7 counting the Friday the 13th ranking I did back in September. I'm going to do this video here, and then for the next 4 Fridays, I'm going to have a Halloween or horror slasher themed video release, and then a final one on Halloween night, which I believe is a Thursday. So that's going to be 6 videos this month based on Halloween or horror slasher movies. Plus, over on my toy content, which you can see a lot of it behind me, I'm going to try to focus on certain scary or horror or kind of theme stuff for like Transformers and the like, and do certain reviews on certain toys and maybe certain episodes from cartoons. Like I said, this here is going to be based on the Scream movies. I am using this tier list, which was on Tier Maker, is made by somebody else. I don't think their name is going to appear here. If I scroll down, yeah, X. You can follow them on X. It's Alexandros M 2009. They had made this one here, and I'm going to use their tier, and just I didn't feel like making my own. I'm just gonna make this share this tier here. Now, as I already got the Scream movies, Scream 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. And I'm going to now place them in the tier listings of S, A, B, C, and D. So for me, S is spectacular, superior, something like that. A is awesome. B is badass. C is cool, and D would be dumb, or something like that, or dump. So after this video, you can head on down to the comment section below and leave me your list of rankings for these 6 Scream films that have been released so far. We have Scream 7 coming out, I think, next year. If I start filming it sometime this fall, winter, I think December is when I was keeping up with it, and I kind of stopped keeping up with it. I need to get back into keeping up with it, but I've just been really busy as of late. So we're going to start off right here. We're going to start with Scream. Should we go in 1 to 6 or go from 6 to 1? Hmm. We'll go from 6 to 1 because I think nostalgia is going to play a big role. And because this is my opinion, I'm going to say this right here. It's my opinion. Everybody's opinion is different. Just because I have a movie that you say one of these that you love and I put it lower doesn't mean I suck. Just keep your criticisms constructive and not just mean based kind of stuff. Also, spoilers, I guess. I mean, like all these movies been out 2 years or more, so everybody should have already seen these. If you're watching this, why go watch the movies first, and you come back and watch something like this. So we're gonna start at number 6 and work our way in reverse order. Scream 6. I got problems with Scream 6, just in not really anybody dies kind of thing of the main character, which is fine. But when you stab one of the main characters 50 times, and they're fine. That's the thing. The walking off injuries is what gets me. They did that a little bit in Scream 5 as well. I think some other Scream movies they did, but at least, they show them getting in an ambulance, being tended to. You know, they get shot. Oh, we can just sit here. We're good. We're good. Oh, we get stabbed 20 times. It's all right. It's all right. Get stabbed and twist the knife in my gut. I can just sit here and have a chat with my sister when this is all over and done with. No, that's not how it works. I do know that people can be stabbed tons of times and live. So, it's not like it's unprecedented here, but it's just that. And then some of the gaps in just overall, I think, logic of this movie kind of gets to me at times too. And Gail is got the ghost face, and she's got the gun, and she walks out of the room. Why? Just stay there. They want you. They got to come through that door. You blast them in the head. You stay put. Don't go off seeking. Of course, that makes a boring movie. So that's the thing there. Otherwise, I think this movie has some of the best visuals of a Scream film. Some nice kills as well. And so I think what really saves this movie for me is just overall visuals, the way they do things, the way Ghostface will turn and look and stuff. I think that's one thing that the directors and stuff did well with these films. I did enjoy the opening being different as well, and seeing it from the point of view of the killer. That's different. Different takes are always, nice to see. Especially, it turns on its head when the killer at the beginning gets killed. So for Scream Six, I probably want to put this in C, just for the sheer fact of certain logics don't make sense of the way that people act. Like Ethan on the subway when Mindy's still alive, why call for help? He could just walked right off and hope she bled out. He could went over there and stabbed her and killed her the rest of the way. Lots of things. But doing that, and then she comes running up at the end of the movie. Okay, sure. I love the visuals and stuff, but the certain logics in the movie, it takes me out of the movie too much to have a full enjoyment overall of the movie. Scream 5, I could probably put this one in B for right now. I think that's going to be a B film. Uh, I do enjoy parts of the movie. I think it's done a little bit better. Now, the Billy stuff that's in 5 and 6 takes me out of that because now it's taking the realm of Scream to the supernatural. Sorry, it takes them to that realm. I know it's just because she's a schizophrenic. She's seeing things, but why would she see Billy in at that point unless she's basing off the stab films? But then that would be of the actor, not of her dad. So it's just certain things that get to me with that. Takes me kind of out of the movie. But I mean, it's a nice touch to have that. This is what her seeing him takes me out of that film. Dewey's death is, I think, not done well enough because I don't think Dewey would actually been distracted by a cell phone during this. I think by this point he knows to just do it, and especially since he did that whole thing of stopping the elevator and going back. Well, I was like, "Oh, I got you dead to rights. Oh, my phone's ringing. Hold up, Ghostface. Just stay right there." I mean, why? No, no, you don't do that. I mean, I know he's a goofy character, but I don't think he's that stupid. So that part of his death takes me out of it. I don't mind that it's Amber that kills him per se. I just see him struggling and this that right there. Mainly it's just a phone call, and why he dies is what gets me with that. And the fact that it's Gail, it's supposed to be, I guess, Gail's call is what killed him off, kind of thing. I feel like Sydney had to be shoehorned in, like they had to kill Dewey to get Sydney there. Otherwise, she would have no purpose to even be in the film, which I guess is fine for this story. I do like the kills in this movie. They're not as like grandiose as say part 6, or could be as gory as part 4. But we do get some nice kills here. Wes's kill I really do like is slow and he's trying to fight it. That is a nice kill. Sad to see Judy go, but I think overall, again, I do like the visuals in the hospital. And that other thing, the hospital takes me out of it. They do say they're moving her to a secure private floor, so the whole floor is her. So when that happens, there doesn't always have to be a nurse on that floor. She would have to come up from another floor. But what? Not gonna keep one nurse there for one patient. I guess they bring a nurse up from a different floor. But there is a security guard, and he dies. So I understand that. And they cut the power. You probably can just cut the power to just a floor. It's like in your house, you can flip off to just a room. There, you probably can cut off to just a floor. So I understand all that. But I do think they would have. I understand why there's not cops because of Judy. But where's the nurses? Where's all the other stuff? The hospital is too quiet. Part 4 also has some hospital stuff. That's more in the garage though. So that's my only biggest gripe I think with part 5 is just that. But it does lead to a cool scene with visuals. Then Dewey's death. Again, I just think if they're coming in, they know what's going on. Couldn't they not grab somebody from below floors to bring up with them? The more, the merrier. There. Scream 4. I think the weakest point for this movie for me is the opening. I don't know. I don't really like the fake outs as much. Over time, it's like, yeah, okay. And it's kind of what part 6 is going to get, where you're faked out in a way. But otherwise, I think a lot of the rest of the movie is really good. Ghostface is ultra violent and like aggressive in this film. I like that. The kills are a little bit gorier. I like that as well. And I just feel like the movie has an overall better plot or story than say I think at least six and stuff. It just seems it's more coherent. I do wish at the end though they did their original plan with letting Jill kind of get away with it, and you just don't know how it goes until there be a sequel. I kind of hate that they redid the ending of the film. I kind of wish they had just gone with their original intentions there. In this movie, though, Sydney is a badass. I think this is one of Gail's better performances as well, along the lines of Scream 1 and 2. So I think Scream 4 overall, I don't have too many complaints on this movie. I think maybe just the way it looks cinematically, the way it's shot, like it's got some kind of weird, haze over the camera of the film, the entire movie. That sometimes can be distracting, and just the fake outs in the beginning kind of get redundant. Like, come on, bring on the real stuff, bring on the real stuff. But overall, I think Scream 4 for me is definitely an A level film. Now, I could almost put that in the S tier, but right now this one's going in the A tier for me. Moving on to Scream 3, the one most people say is the worst of the bunch. Honestly, I'm kind of saying Scream 6 is the worst of the bunch to me. Scream 3, I have nostalgia for it, and when it first came out, and I saw it in theaters with my then girlfriend because we had watched the first two when they first came out. Uh, we went and saw it, and I actually liked it. And the first time I watched it, I was like, "It was a good movie." I liked it better than Scream 2. And then over time, though, I think my feelings on Scream 3 and 2 have kind of swapped again. It's the Scream movie with the most comedy. It's the funniest, I think, of the Scream movies, or the one that tries to be the funniest of the Scream films. It is humorous. It does have a lot of um, they make Patrick Dempsey's character to be the biggest red herring of this film over Roman. People don't like the reveal because Sydney doesn't know who Roman is, but I don't mind the overall reveal for the reasons. And then people say it cheapens also the first film because he shows Billy the film that sets off the events of Scream 1. I don't mind that at all. What I do mind is the fact that he's pretty much taking credit for that. And I think Billy's a psycho anyway. I think he would have done it regardless. Maybe he wouldn't have known to get a patsy and stuff. Set up an accomplice to blame if it doesn't follow through, kind of things. Which then makes Stu's character a little more tragic because Billy recruited him pretty much just to make him the fall guy if something screws up or something. The deaths in Scream 3 are also a lot more tame, a lot less blood, a lot less violence. That's because it came right on the heels of Columbine, so they had to change their original idea on the film, which apparently was to be Stu leading like a high school cult of Ghostface or something like that. So apparently, Matthew Lillard was actually paid for this movie because he's supposed to have been in the movie, so he still got paid. They changed that because they didn't want anything to do with high school and murder, and they toned down the blood and all that stuff. But overall, I still find it an enjoyable movie, and this could be my nostalgia blinders blinded me, especially on the first three films. Because when the first one, all these came out, I worked at the movie theater, so I saw them anyway. So Scream 3, though, I find it to be an enjoyable movie. I'm probably gonna put it right now in the B tier. And honestly, I don't feel there's a D tier Scream movie at all. Even Scream 6 at C tier could easily be in the B tier for me. It's just some of the logic that really, pulls me out of that. Moving on to Scream 2. Scream 2. Where to start? I like this movie. I like certain parts of this movie. I do feel this movie drags at the cafeteria scene. I don't understand why they do it, but it really could have been shortened down, or they can find a different way for him to express his love for her and give her the necklace and stuff. Uh, kind of really figure it's going to be Mickey though, because he just disappears at the halfway point, and you just never see him again till the end. So, I do enjoy this movie for the killers. I think both killers put on a good performance at the end of the film. The deaths are a little bit more gory than the first movie, especially with the cop on the hood of the car. This movie has a lot more suspense with the car scene, Gail scene, and Dewey in the college as well. Randy's death pissed off a lot of people. Why'd you kill Randy? But like Amber said, movie has to have stakes. Legacy characters gotta die. No. So I don't mind that. I mean, I'm watching the Nightmare on Elm Street films as a kid, and watching when the characters would carry over from one film to the next, they were usually off in the next film. So I'm used to that. I'm used to Kristen and Kincaid and Joey. Bye bye. Then you have I'm gonna Dan, right? Alice's boyfriend from 4 to 5, ending off in 5, and you have Nancy from 1 to 3, off in 3. I'm used to main characters from previous films dying in the sequel, so I have no problem with this. Overall, I think it's still a really good movie. I just have its moments where I feel like it slows down, but I do like it a lot. All right, now I'm gonna put this in A tier. Coming on to Scream 1. The movie was out when I first started working at the movie theater. Saw it. It was the movie when we got done working, we'd go into while I was playing, to sit there and just mess around while the movie was on the screen. We watched it lots of times. Overall, it's a really good movie. Got me back into slasher films or horror in a way. Scream 1, Drew Barrymore. She was big on the marketing on the poster and dies in the very beginning of the movie. I remember I first saw that. I wasn't upset, but I was like, oh man, now there's no reason to watch the film. I came to watch it to see her because at the time I thought she was cute. And then once Rose McGowan's character came out, Tatum came on the screen with that number 10 shirt. I was like, I'm back in, back in. That's like a little bait and switch. You think Drew Barrymore is going to be your main character, but it's actually going to be Nev Campbell, and that's kind of cool. I like the bait and switch, kind of things there. You switch it up. The opening scene, very intense, very good. I just don't think in reality I wouldn't answer the phone that many times. Hell, I don't answer the phone now. Hell, I didn't answer the phone then unless I knew someone was supposed to be calling for me. So I just just stop answering the phone, and they would have to just bust through the door and ruin their plans. They had to change stuff up. But overall, I think the movie is really, really well done because this is one movie where the internet and leaks didn't hurt the film or hurt the production of the movie. So they had a script, had it planned out, and Wes Craven was able to, really pay attention to the placements of the characters, who the killers are, where they are when someone's dying. So you can really go back and rewatch, and you're like, oh, now you can see all the little things. And now when they get to the sequels, and had to change up who the killers are, do reshoots, rewrites, change the scene. It really threw that off. Whereas this one was more natural. You could go back. Each killer had their tendencies, which they sort of have done back in Scream 5. Like Amber was stabby stabby, as Zach Cherry will say. And then you had what's his name? I forgot his name. The boyfriend of Sam, the Quaid guy, but he was just more to the neck. He stabbed to the neck. So he was quick and to the point, and she was like, "I'm just gonna stab you. I don't know why I'm hidden. You could just be fat, but I'm gonna stab you." So that's why I think Scream One really shines in the fact that they really could plan this out, and it really follows through. You can really go back and just pick up your linear line. Who's doing what. The only one that really leaves a question, I think, is Tatum's kill in the garage. A lot of people think it's Billy. Some people think it's still Stu. I kind of lean to the Billy for the fact that he comes to the front door and gives Stu a look. Why would he give her a look? Except to say it's done. But I see the point of him because he went back in. It's a lot of other stuff. I'm not going to get into all that right now. But it's a really good movie. I think through and through, it's very enjoyable. The performances are really good, even over the top, especially from Matthew Lillard's character. It's definitely going to be an S tier for me. Now, going back, I also want to say I think enjoy Scream 4 just as much as Scream 1. Let's see. So my finals would be 1, 4, 2, 5, 3, 6. I don't know. 5 and 3 could switch. I'm trying to think this out. Yeah, I'm going to leave it as that. So my favorite is Scream 1, followed by Scream 4, Scream 2, Scream 5, Scream 3, and then Scream 6. Now, if Scream 6 had better logic choices or things that didn't just pull me out of the film, it would probably be right after Scream 2, probably in the A tier, because it's got really cool stuff in it. It's just, there's certain things that really just drag me out of that film. And I can't stop thinking about those when I think about the movie. That comes first before the cool stuff. So that's why it's dead last for me. Otherwise, it's still a great film. There's really no bad Scream movie. You could have a good time with any of these movies. Pop your popcorn, get your drink, get your icy cold beverage, watch this, and you'll have a good time with any of these Scream movies. Even Scream 3. If you're looking for a scary laugh, there you go. Scream 3. Scream 6 got some pretty good comedy. Scream 5's got some humorous bits. They all have humorous bits. I think 5 and 6 also go a little more to the comedy side than, say, the first 2 and 4 did. 4, though, I still think I find 4 very enjoyable. I enjoy all the characters in that movie pretty much, and that's probably one of my favorites. It's probably why I think it's got some of the best written characters. So that's my final tier rankings here for the Scream movies: 1, 4, 2, 5, 3, and 6. You can let me know your favorites down in the comments below. And now, coming up this Friday, October 4th, I'll have another horror or slasher themed video released. And then each Friday after that, another one will come out, and then the final one on Halloween night will be released. I know most people will be trick or treating or having their own horror movie marathons, but hey, if it's 1 a.m. and you need something to watch, I'll have something that you can watch for 10, 15 minutes and just waste your time on. Now, if I have time, I will release other videos throughout the week, these weeks as well, but at least 5 more videos after this one, 6 in the month of October altogether for Screamwave 8084 for my horror month. Anyway, thanks for watching. Until the next ones. Peace out.